Yep, small boat, tiny boat. Um, I took this footage on January 17th, 2019, and it was some really interesting footage. Now, I've sped this up, um, and it was like on one part of one video and one part of another video, but I spliced them together here, and I just wanted to show this because one of the things is I'm not at 6 feet up. I'm not at 10 feet up. I'm at none of those. I'm more or less at 30 inches off the water, maybe even less as the water rolled in on me. Um, I started having a hard time. My camera started sinking in the sand. But you'll see some of these other boats go by that are bigger. And I mean, you look at some of these birds are bigger than the boat that are flying by. You see other small birds way out there. Um, you know, you see the detail in the boat. I was able to get a fairly good focus on it, and one of the things is I know how to tell somebody that actually goes out and films and somebody that don't. They don't know what it's like trying to focus on distortion. Distortion. A lot of times you get distorted after a certain distance. And I'm actually thinking it's more like a light distortion instead of a heat distortion or a weather condition distortion. But it could be all three of them, or all of the above, causing the distortion. But light has a lot to do with that distortion. Um, but you see here, I was able to zoom in, zoom back out, stay pretty much in focus. That's fairly good. There's a lot of times when you zoom out or you zoom back and then you zoom back in, um, things don't always turn out the way you want them to. And I'll get to a certain point and we'll see this secondary boat that's a lot smaller, but this is actually going farther and farther away from me. He's kind of veering off on an angle to the west. Um, Come on, get back on him. I like watching these little birds swimming around out there. Um, and I could show you some other video where I'm at a higher height and boats are vanishing before they even get anywhere near where this boat's at. But the following boat, the next boat, is the boat that really gets me. Um, and I basically call this a compressed horizon because a lot of the boats that are further out are just basically riding on that same horizon. Um, and what happens is you cannot get this. The boat starts the farther away it gets, it starts getting out of focus on you. So you have this distortion that really causes an issue. Um, one of the things I do like about the P1000 is you can actually turn the light up and down on the video as it's playing. Before you had to shut it off, get to the light you wanted, and then go back and then find out it ain't the light you wanted. So you got to go shut it off and go back and try another light setting. And but this one's pretty good because you can do that. The only thing I don't like about it is the small, tiny screen because that makes it even harder for you. Here's where my camera started sinking in the water because the water started coming up over my tripod legs and made it very hard to keep it in the center here. After a while, it kind of like settles, but it keeps doing this, and I eventually have to move. Um, but here we're getting closer and closer to that part. Now you also see how the boat's getting a little more out of focus the farther away it gets. And I try to keep focusing on it a little bit at a time. Again, a bird flies by. It's way bigger than this boat appears. And these little birds popping up out there, I just crack up laughing. What I crack up laughing most about is when um, at Bayport tripod or the Bayport bird rack, these birds fly down, and before they get to the water, they disappear. People think, oh, that's refraction pulling that bird up. No, it ain't. It's a refraction that's more or less hiding everything. But here's where we get this little tiny boat coming in right here. Now, this boat is probably the exact same kind of boat this is. I mean, I can tell it's got its rigs out. Now, I'm watching this on a much bigger screen TV, 50-inch TV. So when you're watching this on a cell phone, you're probably not going to see a whole lot. I mean, might look all right, but um, you might not be able to see it. And really, what I thought this was I just thought it was a flock of birds or something. But now, after I get home and I see it on camera, I can tell. Now, here's the camera location. Look at this. And then look at this. Almost surrounded by water. My leg is frozen. Damn, my foot fell asleep. Oh shit. Alright, one more time here. Should be coming across the screen. I'm gonna be in the water here soon. I had to turn it back on. Look at that. Look at that. There ain't no way in hell I can see that out there. That's about what I'm seeing right here with my eyes.